Chapter 20. The Talk. Blue. I can feel the doctor's hands starting to roam. My stomach turns to lead inside me, and I try desperately to cast my mind away from this place. This is fine. This is my purpose. It's what I was trained to do. The doctor pulls my body back so that I'm flush with the edge of the table. It will all be okay. Master will be back after this, and we will go home. And what? Master did not give this man permission to have me. Will he be angry? Will he yell and scream? Will those kind hands be finally pushed to hurt? I don't want that. I don't want to be left outside like the trash that I know I am. I came to him sullied, but he didn't know the extent of it, not truly. I don't want him to see what he's supposed to be doing with me, how he's supposed to be treating me. I want to live in the happy little bubble that Master has placed me inside. I don't want to get in trouble for this. I don't want this to happen. Master did not give this man permission to have me. I have to say something, no matter how many rules it breaks. Sir, please, I don't think my master would like this. Oh, really? His hand rubs across my chest, fingers too rough when they pull at my nipples. I can't help the way I try to jerk away from his grasp. It's all I can do to bite my lip and not dig my grave deeper by making sounds of protest, too. And who exactly is your master that he would object? He's safety. He's the only person in this world who seems to care what happens to me. Master is my only protector. My eyes sting, and I quickly shut them as tight as I can. This man will not get my tears. There are so many things that I want to scream, but the only thing that comes out is, he's a mage. The roaming fingers pause in place. What? My face is hot, burning with shame. I force my voice out again. He's a mage. I thought he was joking when he called you his familiar. Your kind are really only suitable as pets. He picked me. And the fact still fills me with pride. He picked me at the market. He chose me to be his familiar for this coming school year. I don't think he'd like it if you had me without his permission. I hope the doctor believes me. I hope whatever bark I'm projecting is convincing enough so that I don't have to try to take an actual bite. The doctor hums in consideration. There's a rustling of fabric, and I know I've failed. He doesn't care. He'll just ask Master's permission later. Nothing will happen to him. I flinch as a pile of fabric slams down in front of me. My clothes. Some of it seems to have gotten unfolded in the doctor's haste. Get dressed, the doctor snaps. I take the gift for what it is and start pulling on the layers. My hands are trembling, but I still force them to move into the sleeves and hold my pants as I hurriedly step into them. A hand clutches at my shoulder as I'm finishing, and the doctor speaks in a hushed tone. Now, I would hate to have to tell your master how provocative you were in this examination. Truly, with such a disloyal familiar, he may just dump this pet project of his and get a fresh start with something new. I think it's best that we just say that nothing happened here, okay? I simply nod, desperate for him to let go. I can feel his touch, even still, through the fabric. It makes me want to scrub my skin away. I don't want Master to know. I gain nothing from it. I just want Master to take me into his arms again. I want to feel safe. The doctor pulls me off the table and sets me on the ground on shaky legs before gathering up his supplies and leading me out the door. I don't care about the pain it's causing. I'm not going to my knees in front of this man. I don't want to give him the chance to reconsider. Master's only a few steps away, and something in my chest unclenches when I can see him again. He finished getting the medications and was about to return anyway. My face flushes scarlet. I'm so glad that he didn't see. The doctor fawns over Master for a bit before I'm given a clean bill of health and my records are updated. I pay more attention to the bottles and packages on the shelves than is warranted for someone who can't read what's written there. but it serves as a good enough distraction until Master has finished getting his package and paying at the counter. The whole ride home passes in a blur. I barely register leaning against my master for the ride until we get back home. Distantly, I hear coins clinking, but I can't for the life of me pay attention. It's only when I'm hoisted into my master's arms as I'm brought inside that I come back into my body. Blue? The voice is quiet, searching. I realize Master must have been trying to talk to me. It's all I can do to nuzzle into his chest and try to let him know that I'm listening without saying a word. There's something caught in my throat, and I know that if I try to speak I will cry. Ah, there you are. Blue, we need to talk. Ice jabs me in the chest, and I want nothing more than to return to the blissfully unaware state I had previously been in. He doesn't say anything, just carries me a little bit. We don't go upstairs, we head into the kitchen. The house does not look as it did when I walked through it during the daytime. The night seems to have cast a dreary glint on the place. The shadows have come out to play. This is very much a place that could house a monster. I have to be careful. Master sets me down on the same chair I used at breakfast, seemingly years ago. He doesn't stay. He busies himself with something on the other side of the kitchen. Privately, I'm glad for the separation. Everything feels raw inside me, and I don't think I could have kept a straight face if he was intent on looming over me. Master lights the candles on the table in silence and sets down a jar and plates. The jar looks like a hive for honeybees. The happy yellow grates on my nerves. It's out of place here. I don't like the way the flickering light plays out on the painted bees. It turns them into something horrible, something wrong. A jerk as a high-pitched whistle goes off at the other end of the kitchen, but Master simply moves the kettle off the burner and pours the heated water into a little ceramic teapot. Master slides one of the cups to me, as well as a second jar filled with honey, dipper already inside. There's a long moment where all I can do is stare. I don't want to break the silence that has fallen on us. I'm scared something irreversible will shatter. I'm frozen, just like I was with the doctor. I can't make myself move. An audible sigh comes from Master, and it's no better that he's the one to break the spell. He's annoyed with me, the broken pet he got saddled with. I wonder if he'll try to beat me until I'm less dense. A few have tried, though I guess it's never truly worked. He probably wouldn't have objected to the doctor using me. It was all just my wishful thinking. His hands wander into my line of sight, and I thank whatever will listen that I'm too frozen to flinch. He takes back the jar, opens it, and pours a liberal amount into my cup. He repeats the process with his own, though perhaps he uses less in his own before pouring out hot tea into both our cups. The fragrance is overwhelming. Summer flowers and mint. I can feel myself salivate. Blue, we really need to talk, okay? My mind goes into overdrive, pulling up everything I can that will get me out of this situation in one piece. This Master likes responses. He likes verbal responses. Yes, Master. Okay. Pick up your tea. It's okay if you don't drink, but it's warm. You should at least hold it. My hands close around the ceramic like he orders, and the heat of the cup isn't scalding like I thought it would be. The cup is thick enough that it doesn't hurt me. Master opens the beehive jar and lays out a few small jam cookies on my plate, taking a few for himself. All right. Why were you so worried about going to the doctor today? The question takes me by surprise, but with some consideration it makes sense. I was very problematic today. I didn't consider all the blessings that Master had laid at my feet and just assumed the worst. I don't want to tell Master that I thought he would do these things, but it's worse to lie. I thought you were going to put me down. What? I flinch at Master's volume. I didn't think it would be that bad. Loud can mean a lot of things. Worried, anxious. angry. Master must be so mad. How could I think he would do that with all he's done for me? He wouldn't waste so much of his time and effort on someone he was going to kill anyway. I was very bad today. I thought you were done trying to make this work. Blue, are you out of your mind? I would never do that. He says it with such assurance, but I know that when the actual year starts it will change. He will change, along with everything he learns. He'll see his friends doing well with their familiars, and he'll be stuck with me, at least until there's some unfortunate accident, after which I'm no longer in the picture. I wonder if he'll sell me back to the market. I wonder if he could. I won't be sold again. It's a miracle I got sold this time. He wouldn't risk a proper doctor again. There would be a record, and he could get in trouble for purposefully killing his familiar in his first year. He doesn't seem the kind that could beat someone to death. No, he'll probably drown me. It's not too messy, and it doesn't take that long. It's a rather popular choice. It keeps the body intact if you want to sell it to one of the medical colleges. They pay a little for cadavers. I bring the cup up to my nose and take a long, deep inhale. I want to stay in this comforting scent for as long as possible. Blue, doctors heal people. They don't kill them. Were you confused? Doctors heal people, but there's really no situation where they would see a pet. The vets, they aren't supposed to put us down. Only doctors have the pills and shots. I don't know why I keep speaking. The words just tumble out of me, and I realize I can't stop. I need to say these words. I need to tell my master why. I need him to understand. I wasn't trying to be bad. I was just... They can make us different, too. Only doctors. You get sent in one way, and your master will pick you up changed to their specifications. Master Elam had a favorite who tried to run, and she was taken to the doctor and stayed a whole 3 days. She came back, no arms past the elbows, no legs past the knees, and she was blind, so Master tied her by it. There's a hand over my mouth, and I can't stop the low keening at the back of my throat. Shh, Blue, please. You're okay. It's okay. Please stop. Master says meaningless things in a soothing tone, and as I come back down from that manic state, I feel the burn of tears down my face. When did I start crying? Eventually, our breathing levels out, and there's only the weak press of Master's hand against my lips. At some point, his other hand found its way into my hair, and I can't deny that the slow rhythm of his short strokes is soothing. All right. Doctors are bad for you. I get that now. I'm sorry I wasn't more clear when we set out. We needed to get you checked out, okay? I've never seen that kind of reaction to healing magic before. He pauses, and we let a few seconds pass in silence. Master comes around and goes to one knee in front of my chair. The position is so viscerally wrong that I can't stop myself from recoiling. He places a hand on my knee to keep me in place and forces my head up with the other hand. How about Dr. Denisi? Did you like him? My heart stutters, and I can still feel the doctor's hands on my body. I shake my head. I don't want him to have another chance at me. I don't want Master to say yes. If he does, then I can't protest. Why not? I know your perception of doctors is quite skewed, but the clinic's pretty good. I don't have an answer for that. I don't know what to say to try and dissuade him from the clinic. I don't think there's anything I can say, unless I bring up the doctor's advances. Would Master care about that? Or would he think it's no big deal and insist on returning? Did something happen while I went to get the medicine? Was he mean to you when I wasn't there? What were the last tests that he did on you? He did a standard pharyngeal reflex and sensitivity test on me. He wasn't mean. I think he likes me too much. Wait, he checked your gag reflex? And what's a sensitivity test? My face heats, and I remember that this master really hasn't been around pets or familiars very long. Those tests affect my sale value. I try to lower my head, but Master keeps his hand under my chin, forcing me to look at him. The tests are of how well I could serve my master, just on a measurable scale. How hard it is to trigger my gag reflex, and if I can come when a master is only fucking me. His hand tightens around my knee, and I feel his grasp on my chin stiffen, though neither are painful. Yet...
He did what?
I've never heard this master sound so angry before, and I instantly regret bringing this up. He administered standard tests. I try to backpedal as much as possible, quell the anger I see brewing in my master's eyes.
He touched you without your consent in a very intimate way.
At this, Master backs away from me, removing his hands as though I've burned him. No, it was only his fingers for the test, I swear. He would never do that without your permission. He wanted to, but you hadn't given him permission, so he stopped. But he did want to know if you...
What the hell does my permission have to do with anything?
There is a moment of silence between us before I answer him. Because you own me. Master opens and closes his mouth like a fish for several seconds.
No, Blue, that's not how this works. Your consent matters.
Master, this body belongs to you. You can use it, trade it, take from it whatever you see fit. I know my place. You don't have to test me. I know the rules. I know the rules. I've fallen into this trap too many times to not see it stretching before me. My body does not belong to me. Everything belongs to Master. I am his, and I have to trust that he will take care of his toys.
Blue...
He takes a step forward, and I throw myself onto my knees on the floor before he can take up the improper stance again. I won't fail this test. This is important. One of the most important rules. Master, please. I am yours. I would never go against you. I know my place. I'm yours to do with as you see fit. A hand strokes through my hair, and the normally soothing gesture is like sandpaper across my exposed nerves.
Blue... Okay. We're going to have a very special rule just for you.
He waits, and it's all I can do to nod my head and show I'm listening.
No sex. Not with the doctor or anyone who might ask you. Okay? If someone propositions you or puts you in an uncomfortable situation or tries to touch you again, what do you say?
I have to think for a minute. Think hard about how I could refuse someone's orders like that and keep the skin on my back. I'm sorry, I'm not allowed. The concept feels so foreign that I'm just running on instinct to try and respond to Master's orders.
Good boy, that's exactly right. I don't care what they say or who they are. If they push or try to make you, I want you to come find me, okay? I'll deal with them.
I nod furiously, trying to commit this all to memory. I am not for public service. I am not obligated to help anyone who asks for use of my body. I am to say no and return to Master. It feels like something heavy is off my chest. Master is the only one allowed to have me. If anyone else ever will, then they will require special permission from Master. It makes sense. This Master wants me to himself. I'm quite relieved. Good. Now, come on, off the floor. We've got some tea and cookies, and it's well past bedtime. The whole evening passes in a blur after that. The cookies have sweet jam in them, and the tea tastes even better than it smelled. Master carries me up the stairs, and I take advantage of the position to nuzzle further into Master's chest. His heartbeat is the most reassuring melody I've ever heard. I'm asleep before we even reach the bedroom.